Okay, we're going to teach our puppy crate games, and there's many benefits to teaching crate games. For emergency purposes, you don't want them bolting out of doors, car doors, household doors, gates, crates, things like that. So we're going to teach them to only come out on a release cue. So we're also going to teach them a verbal release as well. I personally like to use the word break. I don't like to use the word okay because it's used too much in conversation. You could use free, you could use release, anything like that, okay? So you want to get some treats in a bowl, place it up on top of the crate. Ideally you want to use a hard shell like a wire crate or an airline crate because of the door is easier to open and close quickly rather than a soft shell where it's like a zip that takes much longer to open and close. So this is much easier. What you're going to do is take one treat and you're going to open the crate, and ideally you're just initially going to feed them, and if they're not in a sit, don't ask for a sit. Just feed them into a sit. And he's already doing this. So I open the door, feed. If he starts to come out, I close it. But I'm going to feed 5 or 7 treats in a row. Open, feed, close. And you need to do this action of opening, feeding, so this becomes a cue for them to automatically sit when I touch the crate. I don't ask for a sit. This is an automatic cue when I touch the crate. He knows where the food is. Okay? Okay. So one treat at a time. You don't want a whole bunch of treats in your hand because you don't want them coming out following the treats. So we're teaching them that when the door opens, you don't come out. If he comes out, I just quickly close the crate without pinching their toes, of course. All right. Good. So I feed him ideally further back in the crate if possible. So I'm going to toss a treat back there to reset him. All right, so we're going to start over. And then I'm going to feed him. There, that's better. Feed. See, he's already getting the idea that, okay, he got up, so I close the crate. I don't feed him. And I don't feed him when he's barking or trying to paw at the crate either, because that creates behaviors that I do not want to have. So, what do we do when we want to release them? Okay? So I'm going to release him with a new cue that he's never heard. Break! So he comes out, and I'm going to wait and see what he does. I think there's a treat underneath the crate. Yes, as soon as he goes in on his own, I'm going to throw in some treats behind him. I did not throw it in before he got in because that would be luring the behavior. What you want to do is make it their choice for them to go into the crate. So I created so much value for being in the crate. I feed this puppy in the crate. I also have been playing a few crate games, so he knows this game. He just needs to learn that release cue and to go back in right away. So what I'm waiting for, when he comes out, I'm waiting for his choice. What is it to do? Is it to meander around or is it to go back in the crate? So I created so much value, he went back in the crate. Of course, I have nothing else around me, so there's no other distractions for him to go meandering off. That is the key as well, to make it a low distracting environment. I don't know where that cookie went. Okay, so we're going to do it again. See, he's already in a sit. Beautiful. Close. I can add a little more duration if I wanted to. Good. So this is teaching him that you cannot cross that threshold until he gets a release. So he can't even cross that threshold when I'm talking. He can only cross that threshold when I say that word. Break. And I don't interact with him out here. And I don't say anything to get him back in there. I don't treat him out here as well. Yeah. As soon as he pops in, I throw in a fistful of cookies. So when 4 feet go in, I throw in a fistful of cookies. We'll do that one more time. So this time I'm gonna see if he'll go into a sit on his own, and he did. That's what you're looking for, a default behavior of a sit. Good. So look at how good this is. I'm aggressively opening that door and he's not bolting out. I'm gonna wait a little bit. Yeah, good, and feed. So now we can add more duration. I'm kind of accelerating this lesson on the first time, but you may not get this far in your first lesson. We've done this a few times before already. So once he's gotten good at it, I might stand up. But you notice how I'm already got my hand on the door. I'm waiting for a choice. And if he starts to come out, I am ready to close it. So now I'm building duration for him by leaving that door open. Break. And if he doesn't come out on the first cue, just wait it out a little bit. Pause. Don't encourage him too much yet. Try one more time. Break. There. Break. So, you see this? This is a good problem to have. He's finding so much value in this crate. So we'll start over again. So this is real life. I'm standing up, opening the crate door. He's not coming out until he hears that verbal release. Break. Okay, if he doesn't, you can entice him out. And he doesn't want to come out. Break. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. Maybe you do that a few times, and I'm going to reward him this time out. Yes. You always want to find the balance of rewarding in and out. So I put in a lot of value for him staying in the crate, less value out here. So now I got to switch that value. So when he does come out, he does get a cookie. But I'd rather put more value into him staying in the crate. So I want to wait. Yeah. So do you notice how now his default behavior is going back into a sit when I touch the door? Good. Break. Break. He doesn't want to come out. That's awesome. Break. Come on, kiddo. Come on. He doesn't want to come out. That's a good thing. So I can close the crate and start over again. All right? So you get the idea? This is what you're looking for. Great value for in the crate, and pretty soon he'll learn what the release cue means. Okay? Have fun with it.